Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Thursday, May 21st, 2020, and the time is, let's see what the time is. Time is 7:30 p.m. New Jersey time. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but where I'm at, 7:30 p.m. New Jersey time. So there's a story that's come out. It was reported on NJ.com the other day. In fact, it was reported on May 18th, 2020. And it reads as follows: police suicides are rising nationally, so this NJ department opened a room where officers can de-stress. Oh, well, that's nice. Is it like a crying room? So there's the article right there. I'll put the link in the description. You can read the whole thing. So let's just get the gist of what's going on here. Almost every weekend, Roselle Park officer Edward Northrop would visit his brother's home and bring along his 15-month-old baby girl. The new father rejoiced in his daughter's milestones, from her initial babbles to the first time she uttered the word Dada, and practically on a loop, he would play her favorite song, Baby Shark. But one sunny Sunday in January was different. While vacationing in Nashville, John Northrop received a phone call from someone telling him Edward was dead. The 39-year-old cop crashed his car into Mattawan while off duty and then shot himself as first responders were attempting to remove him from the wreck. I reported that story. He admitted to responder on scene that he had a few drinks prior to the crash, John Northrop said. His death is just one example of the growing nationwide issue of police suicides, and comes as New Jersey's law enforcement community begins to search for solutions. Well, I have a solution. And the solution is you need to start hiring different kinds of people. You keep hiring these big guys that are connected to somebody, either somebody's son, uncle, nephew, I don't know what, neighbor, whatever, your daughter's boyfriend, whatever. You keep hiring the same kind of guy, big and follows orders. That's the problem, because see, I'm going to tell you something about big guys, people. Big guys solve problems through intimidation. Anybody small, any guy that was small in school like myself, I was one of the smallest people in my class, you get to know all the bullies. And the bullies solve problems one way: intimidation. Physical threats, that's how they do everything they learn in life. If they just use their size and their strength, they get what they want, or they solve a problem. Now the issue becomes is when they get older, now they're on the police department, and they come into a problem, they have to use their brain, and that part of the brain is not developed. It's this part of the brain that's developed. So they run into a problem, and we've seen a gazillion videos out there where police are beating the crap out of people because that's all they know. You could train them all day long, but that's all they know. That is the part of the brain that's developed. The reasoning and using diplomacy and things like that, it's not there. They don't know how to solve problems without violence. And at some point, I guess they turn the violence on themselves. Okay, let's keep reading here. One approach beginning to take root is secluded rooms for relaxation stocked with resources to help officers cope with daily stress connected to their careers. Some hope such rooms become a trend in coming years. Are you for real? I mean, if I was to read this, if I was just to look at this article and be truly honest about things, I would think they're all a bunch of wussies. They gotta go sit in a room in distress. Well, you know what? I worked at Lowe's last summer, and it was a bit of a pain in the ass job. You know how I distressed? I went in the bathroom, I sat on the crapper for a few minutes and looked at my phone. That's how I distress. And when I got home, maybe, you light something up. You go for a walk in the park. I do it all the time. This is my distressing. But these cops, I don't get it. So let me just compare something. Let's look exactly what their job is. They get in the morning, they come in the morning, they get in their police car and they drive around and they look for people to harass. They look for people that they can extort money from, because the bulk of their job around here where I'm at, which is all I can speak about. I can't talk about the city, that's a different environment. But here in where I'm at, Monmouth County, the bulk of what these police do, they just drive around in the cars looking to harass and extort money from motorists. And every once in a while, they get a call on the radio. They got to go somebody's mailbox got broken, or the dog's loose, or somebody won't leave the property, or somebody's car got broken into. Every once in a while they got to break up a fight with a domestic violence fight. But the bulk of what they're doing is just, it's BS stuff. Yeah, they're gonna get that call once in a while. They got to go to that traffic accident where it's a mess. The person's all busted up. It's not pleasant. But again, you know what you signed up for. If you can't handle it, don't do it. This is like the garbage man complaining that he smells at the end of the day. Hey, I signed up for a job and I really smell. What, he's supposed to give you a de-smelling room? You don't hear them complaining. I'll tell you another job that's a tough job, and I wouldn't want this job for anything. And I give big credit to the people that do this job. Those who work in the emergency room at hospitals, they see all the pain, the suffering, and the tragic endings. Now let's get to my job. I see the tragic endings. I get them after it's all over with. I've seen the 11-year-old girl that has died from leukemia. I've seen the 15-year-old boy that hung himself. I've seen the elderly lady went out for a ride at lunch with her friend and they got in a car accident and she got her chest all busted up. I've seen the suicides, the gunshots, the COVID virus supposedly, the heart attacks. I've gone to scenes where the guy is dead on the floor with the tubes hanging out of his mouth, and his daughter standing next to him is somebody I went to school, and his wife was my teacher. I've seen a lot of unpleasant things. I've seen little babies that have died. I've seen, a story was a young little girl. The mother took I think the daughter's about 3 years old, took her to the clinic to get her shots, vaccination shots, and approximately 3 days later, the little girl was dead. She had a reaction, and the doctor at the clinic didn't handle things right. So yeah, I've seen a lot of tragic things, you know, and how do I handle it? I have a motto. It's like I always say, be thankful for the things you have, but most importantly, be thankful for the things that you don't have. And people ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm alive and I got my health. And I use incidents like that to remind me how lucky I am. And I guess everybody deals with problems differently. I deal with it, just things that I remember. I don't lose sleep over it, but you know, I think about it once in a while. I think this job that I have, the situations that I've gone on have made me a better person, a more appreciative person to enjoy life. So when these little crybaby cops get up there, I don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry one bit. You signed up for the job, you know what you're in for, and now you can't handle it, so now you're gonna go drinking, or you go home and you beat your wife, you kick your dog, you beat people up, you kill yourself. And that's another thing too, you know, the law enforcement community is always crying, oh, you know, another fallen officer. Well, the bulk of the officers dying in America are dying in car accidents and suicide. They're not dying from the robber. Anyway, so this one police department, I'm not going to say who it is. You can find out in the article. They're going to create a little room separate from the police headquarters, and the officer can go over there, and I guess who knows what he's going to do over there. Maybe they got the... No, I'm not even going to go there. You need a few minutes quiet. That's what you do when you go home. You get quiet. You know, I used to work in a nightclub, and it'd be crazy noise I'd sit there for 4 or 5 hours dealing with all this music and screaming and yelling, and I get home and it's quiet. It was nice to get home and quiet. But I don't get this whole, I really start to think they're just all a big bunch of wussies. You see these big guys, the challenge is with themselves. You know, they can beat me up, they can beat you up, they can falsely arrest you and all these things, but the real challenge they have is with themselves, and they don't know how to deal with themselves because they can't beat themselves up. They just can't work things out. So I would say police departments really just need to start hiring a different kind of person. Stop hiring big guys. People know what I'm talking about. These cops all tend to be big, and they tend to be muscular, and they like physical contact with other men. They like all that stuff, but that doesn't help them when it comes time to solve a problem. So that's why I say it's time for law enforcement to start hiring a different type of person. All right, let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. I will put this the link in the description, and you can go read the whole story yourself. Let me know what you think. Till next time, this is John Van Dyke for New Jersey Exposed.
Alright, so, I want my phone. You have my phone.